applications, and today we're going to start off with reminding you guys of some of the 3D printing projects that I did in the past. Like this right here is an open New Bright, pretty cool car. I think they were retailing around $8 to $10 at Walmart at some point. I don't know if that's still the case. Everything's gone up in price these days, so it wouldn't surprise me if the New Brights have gone up in price too. Anyway, so what I did a while back was I created this really fun 3D printable wheel that you can see there. And these are drift tires because all the New Brights do not come with drifting wheels. They come with very nice rubbery wheels, which last pretty much forever. I mean, New Brights, you give them to kids of any ages, and unless they stomp on them repeatedly, these things last forever. But anyway, I made this really cool 3D printable tire that you could just attach onto. And of course, as with all projects that I make, the YouTube algorithm completely ignored it. It's been on the channel for quite a while. Same as this custom Bugatti sort of inspired car shell that I made. I would think it's pretty cool. I would think it might deserve a couple of likes and subscribes on the channel. Oh, look, I must have cut myself by accident on something. Little blood. Anyway, I don't know. Do you think it deserves a couple of likes and subscribes for me creating a custom body that's a little bit Bugatti shaped and looks very futuristic? I don't know. This was not 3D printed, by the way. This was just me modifying a current one. I used some clay, a little paint, and a little Sharpie to make this. And I think it looks pretty cool, but I don't know. The algorithm hates it for some reason. This, on the other hand, was fully 3D printed. As you can see, because it was printed in 2 halves, which is why it does not match perfectly in the middle. If I had a larger 3D printer, I could have 3D printed this all in one piece, which would have been amazing. But yeah, anyway, another project that's been on the YouTube channel for, I don't know, possibly 5 years. And do you think it's got a like, subscribe, views? It's got 1, and I'm the one who liked it. Oh, brother. Anyway, what I'm going to talk about today, which is the main event, is that I created this STEM kit for everybody, and it's going to be available. It's going to be available on. I don't know if I'll put it on Fangs, but I will probably put it on Thingiverse. And what this is a STEM kit that is perfectly designed so that you can attach all kinds of different things. You can put an Arduino on it. You can put a Raspberry Pi on it. And it's got the ability to attach the standard motors that you buy in most kits. And you can just attach it that way. I'm going to raise the camera a little bit to make it easier to see on YouTube. And if anybody wants to watch this video again, you can watch it on YouTube. I know, it's a scary thought. Going to YouTube to watch videos. It probably also makes you a little crabby. What do you think? And for the YouTube people, if they want to watch the crabbiness. Anyway, here we go. Let's go back to showing you guys this little kit. Now, when I built this, the idea was to make this as ridiculous as possible, but it just shows you how versatile this whole thing is. It allows you to basically build your chips and your projects in any direction that you want to. Like you could have a chip mounted this way, or you could have it mounted on the top there. You basically could do this any way that you want, and that's that's the idea with this project, is to give STEM a whole new level of capability, so that you can put sensors in any which way direction that you want. With this kind of setup here, the idea is that not only can you use this for antennas, but you could also use it to hide all your wires in these kind of tubes that you see there. Now I disconnected something because I do that. I disconnect something by accident because this is all temporary, just to show you guys how this all works, and then we can completely disassemble this thing. Now, of course, this does not look very professional, and the point of that is that it just goes to show that you could give this to anybody, pretty much, even a child, and with a little bit of supervision, they could create the most ridiculous, crazy design that you've ever seen, like what you see right here. That was the intent, to make this the most implausible, and I'm sure there's PhDs out there shouting at me somewhere in the world, looking at this, if they ever did see this, and they'd be like, oh my gosh, that's not ever going to work. And they would be wrong, because it does kind of work. But the point is, got a remote, as you can see here, and yeah, it moves. Look at that. So you can get this to work and turn and all that stuff with a very simple remote. And in this case, I've set it up with, I think the frequency is a 49 or a 27, maybe a 27. 27 is what it's on right now. It's old school electronics, so it will interfere with any other 27 frequency. But the point is that it works, and the PhDs can now shut up. Oh, brother. Anyway, so the whole point to this is that you could have it with 2 motors, which is how I have it configured right now, or 3 motors, or 4 motors, or how many ever motors you want. I can disconnect the motor there so you guys can see what it looks like, and disconnect the other motor over here. This setup right here allows you to attach 1 wheel or 2 wheels. So if you want it to look more like landing gear for the airplanes, you could have 2. Although I don't think this thing is designed to go very fast. So, but anyway, the 3D printed system that you see here will allow you to attach to all of these very standard motor types that you can buy at, I wanted to say Circuit City, but that doesn't exist anymore. I wanted to say Radio Shack, but that's gone. I wanted to say, I don't know, I'm just running out of stores these days, and it's all gone, hasn't it? I think Micro Center still exists, so you could probably buy this at Micro Center, or you could get it on the usual suspect or suspicious websites such as Amazon. You could definitely get this on Amazon. So yeah, there you go. There you go. These motors are like in most. Actually, got this out of a kit from Micro Center. So because it's all very standard, right? Because of the printed parts that I have created, you can then attach 1 or 2 of these tires to it, and it's just pre-configurable in this way, so that anybody, and if you want to add glue to make it sturdier, or you can use screws and nuts and bolts or whatever to make it more sturdy, you can. Trust me, these robots are not designed to go at 1,000 miles an hour. You know, this is not something like that Kevin Talbot would try to send to the moon. So this kind of setup with Legos is perfectly fine for any of your projects. So again, I'm going to put these files on Thingiverse maybe and on CG Trader, which is the only way I ever get paid, through PayPal. So you guys can get these for free. You could always drop me a couple of dollars if you wanted to, but we know that's not happening. So it's just for the comic relief, right? Comic relief. It's never gonna happen. So there you go. Just wanted to show you guys the basics of this kit and how ridiculous you can do this, so that it goes together really easy. You see, easily. That's the proper way to say it. It goes together very easily. Now the idea is also that you can create pylons. Is it pylons, or I don't know, poles, whatever you want to call these things. So if we were to disconnect a bunch of this stuff here that you just, okay, we turned it off, which is good. A bunch of the things that you see here, what would be more professional would be to have like things like this, the main chassis body connected up in a not like completely wacky way is what you see here. And since I have 3D printed a lot of parts, such as, let's see if I can get any of the bits that I need off of this to show you. Of course not. Of course not. That would be easy, right? That would be easy if I could do that. But anyway, you see how all these bits and pieces come apart really easily. But you could have like 4s, or you could have them 8s. And what I mean by 8s, so 2 of these together would be the 8s. Let me show you. So your typical part would be like this. These are 6s right there, and this is a 4. But you could have, like, say, 2 of these together. I've created a part for that, and I've also created a part for 6s. So it just depends on what you 3D print, and you can make little bits like this instead of attaching, something that's this flimsy, like this flimsy here, what you see there. You don't really want the walls of your project to be like this. So instead of this, you could have these, which are very sturdy in construction and design. And the reason why this is better than a bunch of 4s together is simply that if you put 4 on 4, good luck taking those apart. But if you had this with 6s or with 8s, in this kind of configuration, if you ever want to take something apart, it's as easy as that. So that's what I had planned, and Steve hated the project. But anyway, so you could have a base such as this. Now, I can't use these because these are real Legos. These are real Legos. And these are 3D printed parts. So just to show you guys that I'm not like killing the copyright or infringing the copyright, you can see that the things that I've created, they're kind of like Legos, but really not. Even on the inside, they are different from the originals. The idea is not to infringe on the copyright. The idea is to create something personal, such as this. You won't find any Lego pieces like this that allow for cables to be put in through here. You could have all kinds of other things that you might need, or like a chip resistor, or you could have all kinds of other things that can fit through here that are useful. But you could also remove this whole bit in the middle and just have an open bit. And all of these things are possible with the 3D printing projects that I have created. Again, as I said before, you could make your poles on the side of your 3D printed thing and make this as tall as you want and have multiple layers. So again, you don't have to go with the most ridiculous design that I've come up with here just to show you guys how versatile the thing is. But also the idea that you can also, unlike all the other kits that you see, like Mindstorms and all that stuff, the idea is that you could build this around servos and stuff like that as well. So you could create things that go this way, that go this way, that go in any direction that you want. Usually with a lot of the Mindstorms and a lot of the Legos, you're limited to 2 axes. And this is going to be really 3D in the sense that you can build it any way that you really want. So that was the idea for this. And it took a lot of months of preparation and 3D modeling in CAD. So then when I gave it to Steve and he was like, just throw it away, it kind of hurt my heart a little bit. Just kidding. Anyway, I'm going to have these files up, hopefully for you guys to take a look at. And if you guys want to do anything, you can modify them and make them your own. Because the idea with this is you can do mixing in the 3D printing world. If you guys know what that is, you guys could do mixing, and so you could create your own part that fits to whatever chips that you have. For instance, if you have a special antenna or whatever, or a special ESC, whatever it is that you guys build in your builds, you could create that and then mix it in with the Lego part that I've designed so that you can just plop it on and take it off. It could be a motion sensor. It could be a proximity sensor. It could be a weather sensor that tells you determines the heat or whatever of the room. But the idea is that you can just plop them on in any part of the thing and then just connect it up to your main board that you can install anywhere you want on this build. And it's just, it just makes it easier for people. And also the important thing is that I've created all of these parts, and I know nobody does this because nobody cares, but all of these parts are very, very easy to 3D print. In fact, you need no supports. All of these parts have been designed with the purpose of not requiring supports. So you can build all of these parts relatively quickly and easily without supports on your 3D printing machines. What that means is that once you've created the part, it looks like it came out of, well, not exactly, an injected molded system. Although, it's never going to be as perfect as an injected molded part. But at the very least, it is workable. So the second that you come off, that it comes off the printer, you can use it. And that's the idea. Anyway, I know nobody really cares about, building things like this, but I put the extra time and effort into this. So hopefully, guys, if you are into 3D printing and creating Arduino and Raspberry Pi and all those kind of projects, and you want to create this chassis for yourself, it's really, really easy. That was the whole point to this whole system. And I know that nobody likes it and that it's been downed even by my buddy Steve, but as you can see, if you really want to, it does work and you can assemble it in any which way you want, even as crazy as this. Now, I couldn't call myself a PhD, because if I did, you guys would call me a potentially, what was it? Potentially hilarious dingbat or something like that. Anyhow, so this is the kit. I hope you guys enjoyed this little video. I'm going to allow you guys to download and 3D print your own if you want. It's going to be all free to the end user, just like Eli the computer guy. If he wanted to use this at some point, or he had people in his midst that are good with 3D printing and wanted to help him out to add to his Silicon Dojo or whatever, whoever wants this can use it for their projects wherever you may be, if the algorithm ever allows you to see it. So yeah, there you go. Those were my 2 cents on this project that I built. It took a long time to build it, and it'd be nice if it didn't just die out, like most things that I do on the channel. But if you guys want to take a look at it, if you guys want to experiment with it, if you guys want to try it on your 3D printer in your school, just go ahead, download it, and all the parts, as I said before, were designed with kids and man-children in mind, who you might not really have a lot of experience with 3D printing or building stuff. So you guys can build all of these parts without supports and just on any 3D printer. Of course, Delta-style printers are going to be way better because there's no moving plate on the bottom. that knocks builds off and stuff. But hey, most people have Cartesian style printers because the industry wants you to believe that those are the best printers out there. But you know, um, you know, advertising, right? Who gets the most money? Anyway, so if you do have a Cartesian style printer, these will work on that too. I've tested it out. So you could even print this out on a 101 Hero, which was known to be possibly the worst printer ever invented, and the company also takes your money and doesn't send you the replacement parts. But anyway, hey, did you expect love from this channel? Hey, they screwed me over, and so I like to remind people of it. I don't know. Probably shouldn't do that. Doesn't give me a good rep. Anyway, guys, so you guys saw it with a very simple remote control of any kind, even the old school ones. You can piece this together and create some interesting stuff for yourselves. So if you want to do that, I'm going to put this up on my Thingiverse. I don't know if I'm going to have time to put it on Thangs, but maybe on CG Trader anyway. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks so much for supporting and showing up. It means a lot to me. And yeah, I'll see you all in the next one. Take care, guys. Again, big thanks for showing up. I hope to do more of these videos. I don't know if on, what do you call it? If on TikTok I am upside down. I don't know. I had to, my phone battery died, so I had to attach this to keep it running for you guys. And so I don't know if I'm upside down or not, but everything's upside down on this channel anyway, because I'm a PhD. I'm a PhD, a potentially hilarious dingbat. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you all. I'll see you all. Really appreciate you guys. And I still haven't learned how to press buttons, apparently. All right, that doesn't want to turn off. Let's try this one. Does that one work? I don't know. What about this one? Confirm, maybe. Confirm or deny. Cancel or aggressively press the button. I don't know. This is hard. This is hard, guys. I'm pressing the button and it's just not. What does that mean? What does that even mean? Oh, righty, guys. So I think maybe there was one person that showed up on the YouTube channel. Right now it's showing 0, but sometimes the thing just doesn't show up properly. The thing. But anyway, I'm thinking of getting one of the coolest drones ever built. I think it's called the Skylight 3, and it's off of Rotor Riots. I think Drew is the one who invented the kit, and it looks amazing. It's definitely not the Avada. Definitely not the Avada. You won't wreck your props with the micro SD card or anything like that. It's designed intelligently. All right, so not too bad. I have not done one of these in a long, long time, so nobody was expecting me to show up. But look at that. Look at that. Still 68. That is pretty good, guys. On that one, there is 203 on the other one and 140 on the other one. So that is not a bad turnout. Turnout. I don't know. That is not a bad turnout. Anyway, thank you guys for showing up and being part of this. As I always like to tell you guys, really appreciate it. But let's remember to give a lot of love to all the amazing channels out there that have helped over the years to help inspire me to build the most ridiculous projects ever on planet Earth, like what you see right here. So yeah, let's remember to do that because it's useful and it's good to do. I love giving back. So anyway, if you guys still have not seen the Steve and Marco Live, which is mostly the Steve What's in the Box, but you can I know that the algorithm is not letting you see it. So the only way that you can see it, that I've been able to see it, is by typing in Marco Reviews, Steve, what's in the box? That's the only way that it seems to be visible on YouTube. So if you want to watch that, drop a couple of comments on there. You could win one of 3 products and, you know, fun stuff. It's not a DJI Avata or anything. We don't have the budget for that. But it's still pretty cool, and it's free. Oh, brother. Oh, brother. Anyway, there's one awesome person on here right now, which is great. Now the YouTube algorithm is allowing us to see that, which is nice. I like to see that. Anyhow, so as I've shown you guys over and over in this build, I've created these parts. They're super easy to print on any printer. That was the idea. They're very easy to connect to anything that you want, especially designed so that you can connect them up to the motors that I showed over and over again in this video. But anyway, 1 wheel, 2 wheels. This whole system is, of course, coming out of similar to a New Bright system. So that's how easy it is to put this together. So if it works with a New Bright or a sort of those really cheap cars, then obviously it's going to work with Arduino and top-end stuff like Raspberry Pi. So there you go. There you go. And so hopefully we'll be able to convince Steve to try this, but I doubt it. He hated the whole idea. I sent him the files. He deleted the files. I don't know. It's life. It's life. It's unless you can prove it that it works, nobody cares about it. It's one of the things that you need to learn is never go up to investors without a finished product that you've totally tested and can prove that it actually works. Doesn't matter if it's held together by glue, chewing gum, but you have to have a finished product to show them if you want people to invest in it. Whether it's the investment of time or the investment of money, you just have to have a finished product to show. So there you go. All right, guys. Hope you guys have a fantastic Friday. It is Friday. It's the end of the week, which hopefully will make you less crabby. All right, so let's thank the amazing sponsors that are helping out with the channel these days. We have Excellent. We have D Domisol, Shengmei, Color Farm. And again, if you guys want to go out and get yourself some of these, I do have the Amazon link on one of the videos. I can't remember. You can get all these cool things. One is D Domisol for your iWatches. But then you can do the iPods or AirPods, whatever you call those things that you stick in your ear that are made by Apple. You can stick them in these awesome containers right there. So anyway, lots of cool options there for you guys, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take care. Have an awesome Friday. It's Friday. Yay.